Those of you familiar with my work know I love the Hot Wheels Kool Kombi casting. I recently saw a Kool Kombi that was in gold Spectraflame with M&Ms decals on it. And I thought it looked pretty cool, but I wasn't going to do the same thing because I didn't have those exact decals. And I wasn't going to do a gold Spectraflame because I rattle can everything. But I had Tamiya gold paint. I had this shark casting. And I love the exhaust pipes on this shark casting. So I'm going to use those. Mike Espo, over on his YouTube channel, he's done a whole bunch of gold cars. So I thought I'd go with a Tamiya gold on this. And then stick the engine out the back. And I had, some M&Ms decals. I've had them for a while. Geez, at least a couple years. And I thought, well, that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to make an M&Ms Racing Kool Kombi. I also received some HHW Customs 3D printed parts for the Kombi that Hayden over there recently came out with. And I ordered those, and those showed up recently. So this was kind of a few things coming together at once. And I wanted to have a build that I could get done somewhat quickly. Because I want it in the queue so it'll come up right after Thanksgiving. The weekend after Thanksgiving is the goal for this build. And so I got the Kombi stripped. I got a boatload of these castings. Got the Kombi stripped, in citrus strip. Clean it off with IPA, which you've seen me do before. And I kind of knew the direction I was going to go on this, or at least I thought I did. I was also going to throw some custom wheels on this. I had some really nice wheels with Goodyear Eagle tires on them that I thought that'd go well with this. So once I had this cleaned up, I hit it with the Tamiya Gold, as you see there, and I'm going to throw the decals on it, hit it with the Verth lacquer spray afterwards. That clears fantastic. So here it's the gold. Love how the gold turned out on this. And there you see I'm kind of lining up the M&Ms decals. Now, it was my understanding that these were white toner decals from how they were advertised originally when I got them. But, as you can see here, as the decals vanish on the casting, they are not white toner decals. This frustrated me to no end because I've got a gold casting. I don't have decals to work on it. And so what am I going to do? So I start scrambling. As Jim over at the Gargoyles Den YouTube channel would say, I'm calling an audible on this one. So I went digging through my decals that I have, and I had gasser decals from Second Chance Redlines for Blasphemi, with the Hemi part being like a Hemi engine. And I kind of like that. These were really the only decals I have that would work on a gold casting. So this had to work. But I thought, okay, I'm sticking the exhaust out the back, the hot exhaust sticking out the back of this thing. So it's going to be a Hemi engine inside of this. Well, cool. I like that. And it also goes with Blasphemi, because anybody who likes a Hemi engine would consider it blasphemy to throw a Hemi in a Kombi. So this just works on multiple levels. It also had a black roof decal for the gasser that I was able, I think it was from the same set. It might have been from another set, but I had a roof decal that I cut to fit what's supposed to be that panel on top of the Kombi up there. Actually, thinking about it, I think it was from a different set. But it was for a gasser, and that's easy to trim down to size to fit that panel on the Kombi. Now that area on the Kombi is obviously bending in different directions. If you're familiar with the top, there's not only the ripples, but they also curve down at the edges. Thank goodness for Microsolve, because that got this decal to suck down just fine. If it wasn't for Microsolve, this thing would have had all kinds of wrinkles. It would not have been pretty. But Microsolve, after I got this set up on there, I went over the decals with the Microsolve. That top softened down wonderfully and just sucked down to those edges perfectly. Couldn't have been happier with how that turned out. And then I decided I'd throw one more blasphemy. Yeah, I decided on the back wing area, that back door. I was pretty happy with how that fit. I was a little concerned at first, but oh, and there you see me. I'm posting a picture of the M&Ms decals that went bad online, just complaining about it. So at this point, I've gone over it. I've done the chrome for the headlights and the turn signal indicators. I go over the turn signal indicators with the taillights being with the Tamiya Clear Red, as you see here, with a toothpick, which I could have done better. And looking at this when it was done, I thought I might touch those up a little bit, because when I did them, I thought they were better than they actually turned out. So I might retouch those up. And then the front turn signal indicators, I hit with the Tamiya Clear Orange. Those turned out fine. Those I liked. But you know how you do these and then you kind of look at them afterwards and you're thrilled that they're done. You love how they, like, I love how this thing turns out. I was shocked at how much I like this when it's done, because there for a while it was just heading off the rails. And I'm not sure I would have liked the M&Ms as much as I like this. Now here's one of the HHW Customs pieces. That's a 3D printed base. And it has a different front bumper area on it that I really like. So I chrome the front and back bumpers on that. And as you saw, it has a closed off back end. There's the interior also. Now you may notice the rear wheel wells on there. I've routed those out with the Dremel tool. He made those bigger for larger wheels, I believe, as it is. But for the wheels I put on here, I needed it even bigger. And I thought I was finished at this point. And I assembled it, and then I had to take it apart, regrind those even more to get them where I wanted them to be. Here you see me, there's detail on those front seats. He has lines on those front seats. So I thought, well, let me dry brush this. And you've seen me doing this recently on some of the builds, especially when there's detail on the seats. Because just going, you don't see these at all in the finished build because of the tinted glass. But what the heck, why not do it? So I did. Dry brushed it with the gray just to give it a little more detail. This looks even better in person than you're seeing it here. But then you'll never see it because it's inside the Kombi. Those exhaust pipes on this thing, they had a slight curve to them from how they were made. So I needed to sand that the tips of them, and there was a little flashing on the sides that I wanted to clean up. But the tips were a little rounded. Ovaled outward, if that makes any sense. I had to sand it flat. So then I could drill into those using the pin vise at first, as you see here. And then I used a regular drill to make those exhaust pipes larger on the inside. So there's actually holes in them. And then once that's done, I just touch up the ends with the chrome pin again to give it a finished look. And I did chrome the edges that I had sanded on the pipes as well. I thought about using panel line marker to separate the pipes, and I decided against it. I also thought about adding some bluing to the pipes, decided against that as well. Just went to straight chrome pipes. The glass, it's new glass, so it's in very good shape. This is a new casting. It's not play-worn or anything. So I used flits as usual to clean up the glass, used the microfiber cloth to polish it up. It didn't need a lot. There weren't any scratches on it or anything like that. So it's more just cleaning up some very slight things on there. And then, once this is done, we all know what direction this is going to go. I clean off the polish, then I wash it off, and then it's gauzy, gauzy, gauzy time for those still playing the gauzy game. Dunk the glass in gauzy, and it gives it a fantastic finish. It was nice because the glass on the Kombi is something that's very easy to wick off the excess. It's such a simple shape to that glass. And again, the gauzy, I couldn't be happier with gauzy. You see me use it, geez, at this point, hundreds of times. I think hundreds of times. Set it aside, wick off a little excess there that was on the top from where the tweezers were. And then I'll cover it up so there isn't any dust or anything that gets on it. And, once that dries, it's good to go. Dries relatively quickly, in case anybody's curious. I don't know that I've ever mentioned that. Then it was time to do, shorten the axles for that base. The axles are too long. I used, the way I've done it a lot of times, I also have a short video out on how I do this, where I just cut a little piece of axle tube, cut 2 little pieces, one for each axle. And then I cut the axle down to size, and then use CA glue to hold that little donut of an axle tube at the tip of the axle that I had cut, once that is down to size. Again, that's the 3D base back there that you see for the Kombi. That frame in the center is a little narrower than the standard Kombi. Again, I assume Hayden did that when he created these to allow for the larger wheels. Yeah, this is just a matter. I put an axle in there, an old axle. I get those little beads cut, and then I just pull them off that axle. I do not, that's an axle I keep handy, and I do not use that axle on a build because I'm certain at this point it's pretty weak. But that's the nice point about chopping up Hot Wheels, is you probably have a bunch of axles around. And then you just size it up. This was nice because I wasn't trying to fit it through an axle tube or through a 3D printed tube on there, anything like that. I could cut it down to size and then just drop it in place. So it made the process even easier than usual. And whenever anything's easier than usual, I love that. And then again, like I mentioned before, I just hit it with a little CA glue. And then I put that very tiny piece of axle tube over the end. It's worked really well for me. A lot of times what I'll do is once it's on there, I'll also just hit the tip of it again with a little CA glue. But once they're on there, I haven't had any problem with them wanting to come off or anything like that. Sometimes, like I did on this one, I did it off camera, I'll hit the very tip of that glued on piece with a little silver Sharpie. Silver Sharpie or chrome pin, whichever seems handy at the time, just to make it look a little bit better. So there you see the interior. I CA glued the pipes to that interior piece. And so it drops in as one unit, and it also secures those pipes in place. And they're high enough at this point to clear the back of that HHW base that's back there. Drop the wheels in. There are notches or lines cut in that center section to hold the axles. And there's flat pads on that base that then go up against that axle portion to keep those axles in place. The front lip of that bumper kind of notches in there. There's a groove cut in there for it to fit. And sorry that's off camera there a little bit. Bring it up here higher. There we go. Up. There we go. And I didn't switch the screws on this. I kept the ones that were gold from the original painting of this because I just kind of liked it. I thought, rather than having them be black, I kind of like that gold accent down there. There's no detail on the base down there, so it gives it just a little added something. if you see a board section on that base, it's basically, as I recall, it says HHW Customs 2024. So at this point, I realized it's not the best roller. I had rerouted out that, and there you see, it's not the best roller. I did put some big wheels in there and stuff, but it does roll. Here you see the original casting. Like I said before, I've got a boatload of these things because I love doing combis. I just don't do them that often, but when the channel started up, I did a ton of them. And it's always fun when I can get back to doing one. I need to do another Gaslands one. It seems like I think I sent one off to Santa Slow Dog, if I remember right. But I need to do another. So here you see the finished car. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. And calling that audible. I'm lucky I had those decals. Because if I didn't, I'm not sure what direction this would have gone. So there you have it. I hope you all like this build. I thought about putting a license plate on it. I decided against it. I may change my mind on that once I can figure out what I want to put on that license plate. But anyhow, thanks for watching these videos. I do have channel memberships now if you'd like to get an early look at some of this stuff or some of the behind the scenes stuff. Everybody, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for all of the kindness and support you've given me this year. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one.